On today's show, Grady Payne, the unofficial mayor of Murfreesboro, shares his experience in connecting with the community through multiple networks. Lori May from LaunchPoint Leader talks about how she helps small business maneuver through many of their day-to-day challenges. And get ready to meet our Pet of the Week from Purple Paws. Such a cool dude. So grab a friend or two, kick back. Good Morning Murfreesboro for Friday, April 11th, 2025 begins now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Thank you for joining us for another week of talking about what makes Murfreesboro shine. Yeah. And we're back. And the weather was not shiny during spring break.
I was in Florida. It was great. It was like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. So,
it was bad here. My phone kept going off, all kinds of warnings.
We made it back just at the very end going into the weekend. But it was really bad here. And we're glad that everybody in Murfreesboro is safe.
Yeah.
Of course, we know that some counties were affected in Tennessee, and there's still some flooding that's going away. And hopefully everybody there is safe and making their ways through that. But Murfreesboro was virtually unscathed with things. There was some flooding in some spots.
Grateful. Very grateful.
But I enjoyed the sun.
I had a great time. I have my 90 minutes in the sun with SPF 70, and then I have to get out.
Yeah, you were telling me that the other day. You have it timed down. You're like, you set a timer on your watch. You're like, okay, all right. It's time for me to reapply or go in.
3 people in my family had skin cancer, so I love the sun, but I'm cautious.
That's understandable.
I'm very cautious
at all, because that's serious. My sister had it too, and she got hers from a tanning bed. So tanning bed's bad. Sunshine good, but wear your sunscreen.
Yeah. We are all about the sunscreen.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to talk about that thing.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I didn't even know what it was. No, I really do. I do know what it was.
I
know that it's basketball, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, that's about all I know. People go crazy and they have pretend teams.
Do you know who won the whole tournament?
Only because of Joe at networking yesterday. So it was the Florida Gators, correct?
It was the Florida Gators.
He wore 7 different Florida Gators hats. It was very entertaining. Joe, if you're watching, a little shout out to you.
Well, I'll tell you, Tennessee fans are not happy about it, which I'm gonna say it. I got to. I can't say Tennessee fans are. I'm a Kentucky fan. We had Chad on here a few weeks ago, and he's a Kentucky fan, so he's got my back. But so I'm sad that they got put out so early, and I'm sad for Tennessee though, because we live here, and I wish they'd have gone a little bit further. But it was an exciting end of the game, guys. So if you didn't watch just that part, go find it on Reels or something, because it was a lot of fun.
We know Rachel in sports.
Yeah, Rachel was like, they have fake teams. I'm like,
that's
it's fantasy football.
That's fantasy football. That's not basketball?
No.
Oh. No. Forget what I said, because we don't re-record.
I'm going to start making things up and just telling you it's real.
I won't know. I'll smile.
You're going to tell her, hey, Lance told me this the other day. I'm like,
bloopers.
Did you believe that?
Oh my gosh. Well, let's keep the laughter going.
All right. I got a joke. You don't even have to ask.
I know.
All right. What did the bison say to his son when he left the ranch?
Bye, son.
Oh, you got it. Bye, son. Wow.
That's never happened. Probably won't happen again, but hey, look at me go. I got the sports thing wrong, but I got the joke right.
You did good. Sports, not good. Jokes, she's catching on.
I'm catching slowly but surely. Oh, well, let's talk about what's happening around the country. So this month, and there's some events in Murfreesboro today regarding this, but it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Yeah, and then we also have National Garden Day, which I love. I love my grass.
Yes, you do. Keep America Beautiful Month, which is a wonderful United States-wide program.
Yep, and one of our favorite days, National Pet Day. We're pet lovers.
Big time pet lovers.
Oh, yeah.
And we have on the 11th, it's World Parkinson's Day. My grandfather actually had Parkinson's, and it was a very hard thing to watch.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we our hearts go out to the people that are with that and stuff. But we have a day for that, and we commend you on that day. And so we have the National Louie Louie Day.
which is about the song.
Yeah, you're on it today. You're just, yeah, you're Louie, Louie. Oh, hey. Can you do the rest of it? That's virtually right. Nobody knows the words of the song. Here you go. Like, that's it. And you can sing along, anybody.
Nailed it. It's also National 8-Track Day. So you may or may not remember 8-Track. People watching, I know that you do because we talked about it. Like, my biggest memory is driving down the highways of the Southwest in an old Ford pickup listening to Tanya Tucker on 8-Track.
Yeah, believe it or not, because I'm a music guy.
Right.
I told you I collect Elvis stuff and things like that, and I have an Elvis 8-track and everything. I have an 8-track player in my attic. It doesn't work anymore, but I have all the fun stuff. I know, I'm an old soul, right? And then we have National Grilled Cheese Day, and guess what? Guess who has 2 thumbs and can cook a mean grilled cheese? This guy right here. This guy.
I was going to be my guest. You didn't give me time.
This guy can cook it. I'm telling you.
That's funny. On the 13th, it's National Scrabble Day, and I love me some Words with Friends and word games. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I'll lose that game, that's for sure. And we have National Peach Cobbler Day. Neil, toss us the peach cobbler. Dang, Neil, that would be messy. I'm glad you didn't have peach cobbler with
Maybe Tammy will make some peach cobbler. Hint, hint. It's National Pecan or Pecan Day. What do you say?
Pecan.
Pecan?
Wait, what do they say in Georgia?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they call it a pecan in Georgia. And that's where they're mainly grown, so...
Well, you pecan or you pecant? No? No? All right, I thought I would try it. But
yeah,
no.
old folks call a pecan something you sit next to the bed. That's what Neil told me.
That is right. That's so gross.
But a pecan is something you eat. You don't want to eat a pecan.
Nope, you certainly do not. Okay. On the 15th, it's National ASL Day, American Sign Language. And I don't know if you've seen the reels, but they have some really great sign language interpreters. I remember seeing one for Baby Got Back. And that girl was dancing and signing.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like,
she was having a good
really
old time.
Good.
Yeah. So it's fantastic. Not only can they translate, but then they get into it. It ups the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd love to see one translate Louie Louie. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah. National Librarian Day. So that's fun for our readers out there.
Yes, and we have the Lynn Bob Public Library that's right around the corner.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And here's one for us, National High Five Day. Oh, okay. So moving right along, this day in history, 1961, folk singer Bob Dylan performed in New York City for the first time, opening with John Lee Hooker.
Really? That was 1961? Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
It was a great year, I hear.
I'm a history buff, so I love that kind of stuff. And in 1981, President Ronald Reagan returns to the White House from hospital after recovery from an assassination attempt. So
that's crazy.
I know, right?
Yeah. Celebrity birthdays?
Celebrity birthdays.
On the 12th, Vince Gill turns 67.
Fun. I kind of have a backstory. It's too long to tell on the show, but I play guitar because of Vince Gill. That's when I started, and he taught me a few chords when I was very young. And so that's why I wanted to play guitar, because I wanted to be like Vince Gill. And then we have Chris Stapleton, another great country singer. If you like Tennessee whiskey, one of his things. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, no, I don't know that, but I believe you. You nailed it. You did good.
Appreciate it. I can do it better. I just didn't want to blow you away because you're so close to me. Your hair blow back.
On the 15th, Seth Rogen turns 42.
I love Seth Rogen. His laugh.
He's funny. You impersonate everybody. I love it.
I try.
You got skills.
I'm not saying I'm great at it. Then we have Peter Gillespie. Right?
Bill Ainsley.
Oh, Bill Ainsley. Why did I say that? Billingsley.
Right.
Peter Billingsley.
From one of our family's favoriteest Christmas movies that they run 24 hours a day on TBS.
Yep.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah, he's 53.
Ralphie!
On the 16th, he's 53.
That's my imitation. Ralphie, get down here right now!
Oh, yeah. I know.
The mom.
My favorite part is the kid eating the food like a pig.
We have done that at our house, and it's funny. It is funny. All right, and then Jennifer Garner turns 52.
Yeah. Well, then we have to thank our Sponsors, we have Superior Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
InfoWorld Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
and the Hemispheres Wine Bar that allows us to shoot the show here every week.
I know, we love it. It's beautiful.
We do. All right. Well, if you don't have anything to do this weekend, you're not looking hard enough, and you're definitely not watching our show. And we got a lot of cool events coming up this weekend.
I know. Take a deep breath, guys. You're going to be exhausted.
That's right. Join us tomorrow for Rutherford Races to Read. This is a family-friendly, fun derby-style event. Sponsors will race inflatable horses with literary names. Rock your derby hats, cheer on your favorites, and enjoy a day of community fun. It supports the Rutherford County Library Foundation, funding all 6 library branches and a bookmobile. So if you can't go to the real derby, you can do it here at Oakland Mansions from 1 to 4.
That's a lot of fun. Place your bets.
That's right. Also tomorrow, check out the spring class sampler at Patterson Park. You can jump, dance, stretch into spring with mini fitness sessions. You can try 1, 2, 3, or do them all. It's $4 or free with a facility pass, and it's open to ages 16 and up. And they begin really early, 8 a.m.
Is that early for you?
It is. It is. Additionally, at Patterson Park, dive into some fun with an underwater egg hunt. Now, I've never even heard of an underwater.
Sounds dangerous to me.
Yeah. Well, it's kids aged 2 to 10, so you can't get in there and take the eggs. But they jump in, swim down, collect the eggs from the pool, and then they trade them in for a goodie bag. And they have 4 sessions, including one at 10 a.m., a therapeutic session for the children with disabilities. So everybody's included. So 10, 11:15, 12:15, and 1:15. It's $3 per child or free with that facility pass.
I was that aggressive kid. Like, I would have been at the bottom of the pool the whole time. They'd been sending me a lifeguard.
Tomorrow we celebrate National Grilled Cheese Day that we talked about earlier under the full moon, hosted at the Wilderness Station at Barfield Crescent Park. They have a scenic hike to the Barfield Park campground, and then they will have around the fire grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Let me tell you, secret to the grilled cheese, guys. A bucket of butter.
Are you going to say mayo?
No.
Okay.
Munster cheese and Gouda. I mean, that's it. That's what you got to have.
It's real Gouda.
Yep.
Real Gouda.
Real good.
Real Gouda to
Look
eat.
at who brought the dad jokes today?
They also are going to do a night hike. Registration is required, $3 per person or $10 per family. It kicks off at 5:30.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Our last event, finally mark your calendars on Thursday, April 17th, to join us for a spring fling at Primrose School of North Murfreesboro. From 2:30 to 4:30, enjoy an afternoon packed with family fun. They have games, face painting, and my favorite part, a baby goat cuddle station, and then the touch a tractor.
That's a lot of fun. Touch a tractor.
Everybody's invited. Bring your whole family and celebrate spring.
Yeah, well, and more of these links and information will be below as we discussed here today. It will be
Yes.
there for you.
Yes.
All right, now we have Chris Phillips from the Phillips Group at Keller Williams is back with his part 2 of a 3-part series about buying a new construction home.
Hey, Chris, my wife and I want to go look at some model homes this weekend. Should I let my agent know before we go?
That is a great question, and this is our second question in the new construction series that we're talking about. Do I need an agent when I buy new construction? And the simple answer to this is yes. You need to tell your agent if you're going to look at model homes. 80% of the people who walk through model home doors do not tell the sales agent they have representation. This causes a lot of problems in the sales process, and we can alleviate those problems by letting the sales agent know you have representation.
For answers to all your real estate questions, ask Chris at the Phillips Group, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
All right, and we are back with Grady Payne with Republic Bank, Business Development Manager, and the unofficial mayor of Murfreesboro.
That's correct. That is correct.
Well, Grady, thank you so much for being here today, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're dabbling a little bit everywhere in Murfreesboro all the time, so we had to have you on the show because you've earned the title of unofficial mayor of Murfreesboro.
I'm honored by that. Thank you. Absolutely honored.
Everybody's friend Grady.
Yep. Grady has like the parade wave when he walks around. Everybody's like, Grady, that's him. That's my guy.
Slap on the back and a handshake.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you do, Grady.
So the biggest thing, kind of where all of it started, was just being allowed to be a chamber diplomat for the Rutherford County Chamber. On the advice of a former co-worker, generate business. But it really evolved into being more of just a connector, making friends, making connections. That's what it really evolved into. And as a result of that, then you had other networking groups and other opportunities to get involved, and that's just where it went to.
Awesome.
You're not the only one that has come on here and talked about the chamber and what a great part of the community it is. You were a diplomat, correct?
Chamber diplomat, going on this is my 4th year.
Wow.
Congratulations.
And I think I have said this before in multiple areas that this was a life changer for me. Absolutely. This is a great community. I got to learn the depths of how great this community is by being a part of that, just the different layers. Politicians, politics, nonprofits, charities, business connections, all derived from that diplomat program.
Yeah.
So not just good for business, but good for personal development.
Friendships. I mean, I've made friends the last 4 years that had not been a part of that organization, I never would have met some of these folks.
Yeah, we've said it on here before and talked about the chamber. We have an amazing chamber here in Murfreesboro. We really do. And not only, like you said, you're not just making business connections, but you're making friends here in our chamber. Everybody, there's always something to do. There's always meetings to go to or events to go to or networking that you can do inside of it. And there is true connections made, not just like surface level, but a lot of times it's much deeper.
I mean, you get to know their families,
Yeah.
their pets. Speaking of pets, it's really been a unique experience for me.
Kelly does a great job. We had her on here too.
So, business development manager.
Yes.
What does that mean for Republic Bank? What do you do exactly?
Well, just similar to what I've done before. Just you're out in the community. I love wearing my name badge. And people just, hey, what do you do? At that point, it becomes easy to talk about what I do.
Yeah.
So I can discuss all aspects of the bank, and I can actually take that customer from A to Z.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Both personal banking and business banking?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. You're a one-stop shop
That's it.
for money.
That's it.
And also, if you just want to learn how to network, find Grady,
Yes,
because Grady will teach
yeah.
you how to connect with people, because he is so good at that.
Then I might introduce you to a folk or two.
He might.
That's for sure. So besides the chamber, what other organizations are you a part of?
So, thank you for asking that. I've got a lot of pet projects or organizations that I am a part of. Again, all of this derived from being part of a chamber. I just kind of want to go back and re-emphasize that. As a result of that, I'm a part of Greenhouse Ministries on their board. The BRAA, which is the Athletic Association arm of MTSU. Love to go to MTSU sporting events, football, basketball, baseball, so on and so forth. Recently joined the Murfreesboro New Rotary Group, which is a civic organization. Recently was joined up with the Guild, which is a part of the Community Foundation of Rutherford County. A huge organization that gives back to multiple charities and nonprofits in our community.
Nice.
And actually had a conversation with another one yesterday about possibly joining up with, which would be more on the arts, music side of Rutherford County, which, as y'all know, people that know me know I'm a huge advocate for arts and the music in town.
Yeah. Well, man, I don't know how you do. Like, how do you keep up with it all?
I got plenty
you
of
sleep,
time.
Grady?
Yeah, I sleep. I sleep. I just got plenty of time, and why not put it to good use?
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. We need more people like you, Grady, that get involved in organizations, dive into it, and help all these different organizations, because there's so much more that can be done in our community, and people like you really do make that happen.
Yep, thank you.
Do you have an inspiring story about why you got so involved in the community? Sometimes people that come on are like, well, this happened, or was it just your friend?
There's two, actually.
Okay.
So growing up, my dad was active in where I grew up in Brentwood. He was active in church, civic organizations, and I kind of took that, I guess, subconsciously. The other part was about 10, 12 years ago, I lost just a great job, best job I ever had, shut down everything. And I realized because I traveled everywhere, I didn't know anybody here. And I said, I'm never going to let that happen again. So going back from the chamber, I met Kelly Bean. And she's been an integral part to my growth at the chamber. But when I said, look, I got to have some help, she got me introduced to the chamber and met some people there.
Yeah.
So that was an incentive to never go without knowing anybody ever again, because you just never know if you're going to need some assistance or connections. And that was probably the biggest reasons why I said, I'm going to meet everybody I can and I'm going to make friends.
Wow. If you could give one piece of advice to somebody that was in that boat, I mean, we talked about what you did, but like, say they're very introverted, say they don't know how to get out there or what to do, or step one, what would you say to somebody that was like, I don't even know where to start?
Well, again, I'll jump back to that interaction with Kelly. She took me to chamber events and found me some mentors. She found some folks that were well plugged in the community, and they're still my friends to this day, and I still thank them for taking me under their wing and introducing me to people. And I think at these chamber events where it kind of gets noisy, there's a lot of folks there, I find that person that's standing out by himself.
As an introvert, I thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard.
It really is to break into any group or any clique. It's hard to break into, and you've got to have folks that are willing to help bridge that uncomfortable piece right there. And I just made that a part of what I've done, and I just had people still years later, hey, thanks for talking to me at this one event. So.
That's really awesome.
Well, we know, and some of your other people that are friends know about your love of music and playing music. You want to tell us a little bit about that, how it came to be?
Same time frame I became a chamber diplomat. Kind of got me back, want to get back involved in playing music. So at that point in time, I started hosting just a guitar jam at my house, open invitation. I had a full setup in the living room. Lance can attest to this. Amp set up, I had guitars out, just show up and play.
Yep.
And Lance was one of those guys that came over a few times, and this guy, he's a good one. It kind of started from there, and then morphed out to the community live music events. And I'm going to tell you, Rutherford County, Murfreesboro has some stellar musical talent. Nashville level. I've had them in my living room. I've sat on the back porch and watched this guy play. If it doesn't play out, that I'm just jaw dropped. Right here.
Yep.
Right here. And I think you've got some nice venues here. It's come a long way the last couple of years. Some of these places around the square can open up the garage doors. It's almost like a mini Nashville Broadway.
Yeah.
It definitely
How cool is that? You can just walk around the square, grab a bite to eat, find in my opinion, a top quality live band. And most of the time they don't charge cover charge.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. Well, Grady, we love everything you do. We love seeing you around town. You are the unofficial mayor of Murfreesboro, that's for sure. And we appreciate you being here so much.
Yes, thank you, Grady. It's always good to see you.
And you two are two of my best friends.
Oh, thank you, Grady. I'll give you the money later. All right, stay tuned. Up next, we have Purple Paw's Pet of the Week. This week's Pet of the Week comes to us from Proverbs 12:10 Animal Rescue. Meet Zeke, and he is a cutie. He is a happy, healthy, adventurous pup full of life and love. He is all about the playtime with other dogs, snuggles on the couch, and bringing joy wherever he goes. He is super food motivated, which makes training a breeze. I was going to say something funny about it's great to have a food motivated dog because they are easier to train. He's got the heart of a best friend and might be your perfect match.
Yeah, and if you're interested in adopting Zeke, go to Proverbs 12:10 Animal Rescue and make Zeke part of your family. You can find more of this information in our description below.
All right, well, we have our next guest. We have Lori May from LaunchPoint Leader, and she is one of the co-owners, and she's going to talk to us today about all the great things that they do to help local small business.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
Yeah, thank you.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Who are you? How did it start? All the things.
They're all the things.
All the things.
I am originally from Florida. I moved to Murfreesboro 6.5 years ago now, which is pretty crazy to think. I still feel relatively new sometimes, so to think it's been so long has been really cool. I actually moved here to work for Chick-fil-A, the two restaurants here in Murfreesboro, for a leadership development program. Have always been interested in leadership, found it on sitting in my car on break from working part-time in a furniture store. saw a LinkedIn post for a town I had never heard of, Murfreesboro, leadership development program. And I was like, I want to be a leader. Let's try it out. Moved here with knowing nobody and started working in the restaurants.
Wow.
I worked my way up to leading both of the restaurants at one point, and then a few years ago in 2021, I got to take over running a program to help grow leaders, kind of that fresh out of college, wanting to be entrepreneurs.
Wow.
And then we had a moment, 2.5 years ago now, where Bo Noblet, who is the operator of both of these locations in Murfreesboro, we were sitting in 2J's here in Murfreesboro at a happy hour, and he just said, I just have this vision where I want to do what we've done, help small businesses and help other businesses develop their leadership teams so that they can grow and reach their goals. And I will forever look at that as the moment. Like, you just have this feeling and you go, that is what I'm supposed to do. That is my purpose. And immediately, like, I left that happy hour and scheduled a meeting with him and was like, I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't know if this is even something you'll let me do, but I want to pursue this and let's figure this out together. And now here we are, in 2025, and LaunchPoint Leader is getting to work with businesses in lots of different capacities. We do workshops, we help one-on-one coaching, we get to do event planning and retreats for teams, which is really fun. So we get to meet people where they're at and help them grow.
That's so cool. I've never really thought about it, and we're both business owners.
Yeah.
Right.
There's so many people that start a business and it's just themselves, and they get to the point where they're hiring somebody.
Yeah.
And you might be good at working alone or working for yourself, but leading a team is a whole different thing. And some people, you might be a born natural leader, but you might not be either, and you might need to learn how to do that. And that's super cool to have something like that.
Process and
so true.
procedures, like you said, bringing someone on, you know how to do it,
Right.
but can somebody
so much
else
of your
do it?
business lives in your head, is your passion. And so leaders get to where they are business owners because they're so good at what they do. When it comes time to grow the business and add on, they realize, like you said, it's in your head. I need to create these systems and processes, and I have to do the work to grow myself so that when these people come in, they're ready to start taking over, because you can become the cap on your own business so easily if you don't get ready for that.
Right.
So getting to work with leaders to grow themselves and then to even grow their own teams, that they become the next generation. It's like that pipeline. It's like a ripple effect you get to see, which I love.
That's awesome. So it's just like you're helping a leader, but then you're creating all these other like micro leaders inside the group, and they're leading your business and your organization into better things constantly.
Absolutely. They say that only 74% of business owners don't have the leadership in place they need to grow to where they need to be in the next even year.
Yeah,
so thinking of that, it can really be difficult sometimes, and it's fearful. Myself as a new business owner, you go, how am I going to even do that? So continuing to grow myself and looking for a coach, looking for opportunities to develop your team can be really great.
So I might ask you something on this. So say you do have that person that's alone in their business and they are looking to hire somebody. What would you say that first step for them would be?
Yeah, it can be really intimidating to hire a coach, especially if it's just you. Typically, you don't really have a lot of funds. Where is my money going to go is so intentional. And so even just getting on a call, most coaches offer a free option. I would say shop around, find who's the niche you're looking for specifically. There's so many coaches even in town and just in the area that can offer things, but get on a free call, meet them for coffee, invite them for that. I don't know any coach, us in particular, they're going to say, no, we're good. We don't want to.
No coffee
We're
for
not
me.
going to chat. No, we're fine. We're always going to meet up and just talk to you about what can your options be. And I know that if I hadn't invested and come to this program and had a coach when I was coming through and learning up, I would be nowhere near where I am today.
I think coaches are very valuable.
Yeah.
Is there, and this is just off the cuff, but is there a book that you recommend or tips that you could give, just a couple for somebody besides getting a coach? But
yes, I think a great foundational book in leadership, it is the first one we give all of our new leaders at Chick-fil-A. It is called QBQ, The Question Behind the Question. And it is a 2-hour read, back to back, very easy, very simple, but it is such a foundational rule in asking yourself how to take true ownership and to teach those leaders. So I think if you're working for that, that's great. And then when you get to the next phase, you are working with other people and you're starting to figure out how to lead. I think the 1-minute manager and the 1-minute manager meets the monkey. Again, short, sweet, really great. That is the one that when I talk to leaders, they start using that lingo. They say, oh, I'm thinking in 1-minute manager. I am getting the monkey off my back. So those are some really great ones to look up. QBQ and then the 1-minute manager. Great foundational books.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Good information.
Yeah.
Good information.
And they didn't even have to take you to coffee.
That's right. That's free. Now, take me to coffee. I'll give you a whole list.
There you go.
And the books will
It's a
keep coming.
teaser.
I know,
Yeah,
right? Tease, a
just
little drop in the
sprinkle.
bucket there.
Yeah.
Sprinkle you with it. Here.
We're
Look,
fishing.
She's like flexing her muscles. She's like, see, that's what you get just right here. Let me show you what you can get over coffee.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, do you have a success story you'd like to tell us? Not naming a business, but
Yeah.
just somebody who you've helped?
Absolutely. So a lot of the niche I've been able to work with has been those college kids, kind of within your first 5 years out of college. And I think someone I think about a lot came in and didn't really see themselves as a leader. They actually didn't come in to Chick-fil-A to work for a leadership program. They had no idea what they wanted to do. They actually didn't even go to college. And so to be able to they saw like, oh, I have an opportunity. I can be a leader. I can take ownership and I can forge a path. They're not with Chick-fil-A anymore, but they were able to spend their time in the company learning and developing. And they actually wrote me like a text message a while back and just said like, hey, here's what I learned when I was 17, 18 years old, and here's how I'm using it now. And so thinking through that person that never saw themselves as a leader, kind of thought they would just be one note, just working in a certain thing. Like now they're a leader in their company and getting to grow and help develop others. And so thinking about them, and I think that's something I always tell leaders too. We talk about being a business owner, being a leader, it can be kind of lonely sometimes.
It can.
Yes.
The best advice I ever got was to save those notes, save those text messages, have it all in one spot to go back to. And I think those are the stories on the really hard days when maybe it's not clicking and you're not seeing the benefit of what you're doing. Being able to look back at those notes and have that connection is super valuable. And so you don't always get to hear from people, but getting to hear from them, I think about them a lot. Shout out to you. You know who you are.
It's a confidence thing, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes your confidence can be deflated, and then you have to have somebody to help build that up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's true because sometimes people have a vision in their head of what a leader is. And for me, when I was especially in high school, very introverted, very quiet, I thought a leader had to be the loudest person in the room and the most confident. And you knew as soon as they walked in the room. And it was the first time a teacher asked me, would you like to take over? Would you like to try to lead this meeting? And I said, and I was scared, but I said yes. And that is what started my journey of realizing I can be good at this. There can be different ways. And so I kind of find it my personal mission to help people find their yes. What is their version of that? How can they be a leader when maybe they don't even see it in themselves yet?
Yeah, that's really cool. Well,
Yeah.
you also have a podcast.
Yes, we do.
So let's talk a little bit about that
Yeah,
and what that's
absolutely.
all about.
Yeah, so Bo Noblet, who I mentioned earlier, is the operator of the 2 Chick-fil-A's. He's my co-partner in LaunchPoint Leader. We have a podcast that comes out every single week, and it's really fun. We have people write us in just their different leadership scenarios that they're going through. So someone's written in that they're having trouble recruiting talent, all the way to really small things like it's just me running my business and I just feel like I'm lost and alone. Like what are some resources I can reach out to? They're really quick, 10 to 15 minute episodes, but Bo gives great insight. And then we've also been interviewing some different business owners, getting to hear their leadership journey. And I think those are so cool to hear. What was your yes and how did you continue to grow?
That's really cool. Well,
Yeah.
definitely, we have to check out the podcast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
We'll put
LaunchPoint
it-
Leader,
I've
all
watched
the
it yet.
things.
We'll put a
That's
link in there.
amazing.
Yeah,
If they
absolutely.
can't meet you for coffee, they can
That's
get
right.
to know you
yes,
through the
virtual,
podcast.
we'll hang out, and then when you're ready,
Yeah,
find
baby
us on the
steps, right?
website.
Sometimes people are timid
That's
to
right,
make
yeah,
that connection,
absolutely.
right? So, get a little,
That's right.
figure out what it's all about, and then they'll
Timing
reach out to you,
matters.
right?
Yeah.
I'll give it a month, and then I expect coffee filling up.
Well, we have really loved having you on the show, Lori.
Yeah, thank
It's
you,
very
guys.
inspirational, a lot of good information. We have small business owners that watch this,
Yeah.
and I hope they reach out to you. I hope
Yeah,
they watch your
absolutely.
podcast because we love local small business,
Yeah.
especially on Good Morning Murfreesboro, and I think that what you guys provide to them is invaluable.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for being here. We
Yeah.
really do appreciate it. All right, stop. Don't scroll just yet. We'll be right back after this message.
Russ Stover from Superior Overhead Doors in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for LiftMaster. Now, you've been in business for over 30 years and you carry just one door opener brand, and that's LiftMaster. Why?
Well, in my opinion, and through my experience over the years, LiftMaster has the best product on the market.
So what is the most popular LiftMaster model?
I like the 84505, which is a premium grade belt drive opener. It has a DC motor, built-in LED lights, has a drop-down camera. It's a belt drive opener, very quiet, very durable.
LiftMaster openers come with the popular MyQ app, so I know that my garage door is secure when I'm away. Is that right?
Yes, sir. You can pull the app up. You can check whether your door's open, closed. If you have a camera operator, you can also check your camera to see if anybody's been in or out of your garage. And for the fact that if you're not there and the door opens or closes, it will send alert to your phone.
Did you ever forget to close your garage door when you left for a trip?
Yeah, I've done that a few times. And before the my queue, I'd turn around and go back and check.
LiftMaster, trusted by Superior Overhead Doors for over 30 years. Check them out at superiordoorsofTN.com.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching this week. We do appreciate watching the show and everything that you do. And we had...
Today was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. What special guests we had today.
Yes.
They do so
Two
much for
really
the
great
community.
people for the community. Yeah.
That's just amazing. And guess what? Next week, we got more great guests.
We do, and more events.
Yep, and a lot more fun, more dad jokes. And Rachel has got the zingers coming in, so let's see how she performs next week with her dad jokes.
This might be a one-time shot. I don't know. We'll see.
And we have to thank our sponsors. We have Superior
Absolutely.
Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
and for social media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
and Hemispheres Wine Bar. And they are going to start, just real quick, they're going to start doing trivia every other Thursday, which is not my great place to be because, I'm not great at those. But if you are good at trivia, you should come check it out.
Don't
You should
get
be here
suckered
anyway.
in by Rachel and being her partner because you're going to be
Don't be on my
carrying the
team.
weight. Your
We'll
back's
lose.
going to hurt for carrying the team. Let me tell you. Well, make sure you go back and watch our replays. We had special guests today that were just amazing. We've had other great and amazing guests on other shows, so please go watch those interviews because you'll learn a lot about the community.
Grady talked about Kelly, and she
I
was
know.
one of our
We
past
talk about it
guests.
all the time because she gave so much information
Yes.
on Murfreesboro. Dare I say, sometimes it feels like Kelly's the little heart of Murfreesboro because she knows so many people, makes so many connections, right?
And she's just good people.
She is great people.
But go back and watch some of those shows, see who else has talked about being a chamber diplomat. Make sure you like and comment and share.
Yeah, and then we have to make sure that we thank our staff because poor Neil. Poor Neil puts up with us. And
He
we're
says we
grateful
were
for that.
mean, or I was mean to him today, but I don't know.
Then we have our great staff that helps put this whole production together.
Right.
So we're so
Makes us
grateful
look
for
good.
all of them. Absolutely.
Yes, very much so. And if you're watching on YouTube, go back and subscribe so you can see us every week and like and comment on that also.
Yeah, and from all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend.
And if you're going to do it right here in Murfreesboro.